I would very much like to have the ability to change the speed. Make it play faster. Let me put it in a different way. I do not have 24 hours to watch a 24-hour stream. I would much rather be able to watch it in 1/3 of the time. So the ability to watch a VOD at 3x is just highly convenient. I want to add something similar to what you have on YouTube. It's going to be super useful, not just for me, for everybody using the extension. Link in the description. I'm just going to copy this code and create a new hooker. I'm going to call this hooker VOD playback speed hooker Michael Jackson. Let me do a console log. Actually, a debugger as well. I want to stop right there so that I can see what VM shows. It may actually display something different when I inspect it in the console later. I want to see exactly what it has the moment that this line runs. These lines run. That's the VOD playback speed API. I can enable and disable it. Every single feature that I'm implementing can be turned on and turned off. The last thing that I need to do is to register this hooker. The pimp has no idea that it exists. I'm gonna register it right there at the bottom. Not that it's not important to me, but it does need to be at the top. Can wait a while. Okay, so we should hit a breakpoint when I refresh the page. Just gotta find it. Break! Oh yeah. I need to open the console. Okay. Console is open. Now you shall break. Oh yeah, by default it's turned off. I gotta turn on the feature. We're gonna go to the Chrome extension hooker. This one is responsible for turning on features. So VOD playback speed. Set enabled. That's what I call it. And I'm gonna put true hard-coded. So it's gonna be always enabled. And later on, we're gonna add a switch that allows us to turn this on and off. Okay, now it should actually break. And it did. What I'm looking for is a prop. Props defaults. That should be here. Is live stream or is VOD? I think is VOD is the one that I'm looking for. So if is VOD is true, add the feature. If let's say if this is a live stream, if I go here, open the console, it should say is VOD is false. Oh yes, it does say is VOD is false. So I'm gonna be able to rely on this prop. This is all that I wanted. Props is VOD. A video player component has been mounted. A video player component has been mounted. Oh god. I thought I was gonna sneeze. I will need a new state similar to mouse volume control state. Yeah, similar to this one. And I'm gonna call it playback speed control state. So it's solely responsible for adding that little option. I'm gonna remove this, that. So I know that the player object has a speed function or something like that. Playback speed something. All I need to do is just call it. What is actually in the DOM at this very moment? Because I will need to inject a couple of things in there. I will need to add a new menu. Oh, video player element. Go there. Reveal the elements panel. And make it big. Bigger. Okay, so we have a div. With a bunch of divs in there. And there should be a control bar. And in the control bar, so I've got live, seek to live remaining time, custom control spacer. Playback rate is actually present. Playback rate is there. It's just disabled. So all I need to do is enable this. That's actually easier than I thought. It says 1x, so the feature is there, but it's just not being enabled in this library. I need to take a look at how can I enable this thing. Player dot playback rate, call it, and we get a 1. So I know that I can change the playback rate by calling this function, but I want to enable the feature. Playback rate, reset default. Nah. I need to take a look at the documentation for this library. I think it was this one. Video.js. Big play button, classes, and all that stuff. Components. Oh, I think I found it. Get control bar, add children. Can I actually get one of the children in the control bar? Because the video playback rate is in there. I gotta enable it though. I need to take a look at the children. There should be a children. Oh, it's a function. Okay, so there's a bunch of fucking children here. So we got the media loader, poster image, resize manager, error display, control bar. Oh, it is the control bar. So control bar is responsible for displaying all of that stuff, including the playback speed. It should be here. Should be able to get access to those children. And are there functions? Create EL options, very useless. Are there more functions? Yes, there is. Dimensions, dispose, get child, options, remove child. This looks very generic though. It doesn't look like it's very specific to the control bar. The control bar is this thing at the very bottom here. Oh, what? What the heck? Make Chrome faster? No, thank you. I like when it's slow. So I did see the ability to hide. So show. It should be hidden now. Yeah. Never mind. The whole thing is being displayed. I actually have no idea what it's doing. Remove class. So yeah, it actually makes it show, which means all that I need to do is find playback rate child and call show, and it's gonna show up. Oh yes, we're so close. Time divider, subcaps, buttons, and yeah. Can I actually just call children? Yes, 18 children. I can take a look at the names. Play toggle, volume panel, playback rate menu. We found it. We found it. Please. It's there! Okay, you can't really do much with it. I think it's because I need to specify options in it. I need to tell it what options are supposed to be available. Does it have any functions? So there's any, quite literally, there's any function. Items is empty. Something to think about. Menu. Oh, maybe I need to add it to the menu. So there is a function, create elements, create EL. These look generic. Playback rates. Oh, there's playback rates. Playback rates. So it's not completely generic. It's empty. What do you mean by playback rate supported? You mean I cannot just ask playback rate supported is false? Well, what do you mean by it's false? Just the playback rate, man. Just how fast you play it back. Is that the reason why it's empty? Now I need to be able to create items or something like that. Let me take a look at this thing. So this create items goes through all of the playback rates, and then it seems to add the option. I don't have access to this class, otherwise I'd do this myself. But I should be able to change what's being returned by playback rates. I think create items is just an implementation detail. There should be something else. Where exactly is playback rates getting this information? Oh, look at that. It gets the playback rates from the player. So the player is the one that's responsible for providing this information. Let's go back to the player. So playback rates. Playback rates, we know what it is. It's 1. Playback rates is empty. So what adds to the playback rate? I wonder if there's something in the documentation. Oh god. Playback rate menu button hidden unless playback tag supports rate changes. Oh, so that's why it is hidden. But the tag does support it. Speaking of the tag, let's actually go double check. Features, playback rate. It does. It freaking does. So it's hidden, but for a different reason. I have an idea. VJS video playback rate. A demo? Oh, there it is. There's the playback rate. How did you do that though, my good sir? Okay, so you gotta explicitly tell it what options are available. And they're just numbers. That's good, because that was my next question. If I had to do it myself, what do I need to provide? So it's just a bunch of numbers. I just need to know how to enable this dynamically, not during creation, but while it's already been created. I gotta be able to change. That's what I'm looking for. Change. Big change. Either I keep looking for answers online, or I go read the source code and figure out how it works. Look for a function that allows me to set the playback rate dynamically. Video.js, GitHub. It's open source, right? I want to look for this. Sign into search code on GitHub. Please let me search for this piece of text. So there is a class, and the first thing that it does is attach a couple of event handlers. It also does a couple of updates, but those don't really matter. I think this is what matters. Playback rates change. I see. So somewhere out there, this event can be fired. That's some really good information there. So when it changes, I assume that it's going to rebuild the items. I was prepared to rebuild them myself, but this is good to know. I can do two things. I can either fake this event. Nah, I'm not going to do that. Or I can look for the code that triggers this event. It's actually triggering it at the very end here, which means that I'm pretty sure that this is when it actually, oh. It's this easy. It's that function, that playback rates function. I can actually pass an argument. Okay, watch this. I'm about to enable it. Playback rates, and I'm gonna give it a 0.5, 1, and 1.5 just to test. Come on, come on, come on. Yes! Yes! I did it! 1.5, it's going fast! Woo! Let's make it go faster. 2, 3, and 4. Oh boy. Woo! There it goes! That's a fast boy! Oh, I love this. Let's go with 10. A 10x. I'm happy. Oh, my connection is not fast enough for a 10x. Oh, it might also be throttled. I am gonna be able to give you access to playback speed, but I'm not gonna give you 10x though. It's just unfeasible. I need to write the code for this now. I was just playing around with the console. So this is the code that I have at the moment. I know, doesn't do shit, but now it will do shit. All I gotta do is call playback rates and give it the 0.25, 0.5, 1, 2, 4, maybe just a 3. Although maybe a 2.5 might be useful for people out there. And a 1.5 as well. A 3, a 4, and a 5. We're gonna go up to 5. On Kick, we will come across streams that are 6 hours long. So a 5x seems justifiable. You just want to skim, see what was going on, and then stop on an interesting moment, and then lower the playback speed and enjoy the moment. And when this is supposed to be disabled, it's gotta empty it. And oh, and in fact, don't empty it. I gotta hide it, because remember, it was hidden. Although, will it show automatically when I just set the list? Good question. So I'm gonna do this for now. Let's take a look. The code is running, is the debugger, and start. Okay, it's not there. VOD playback speed hooker is using volume, mouse volume control state. That is a bug. I think I know why we didn't see anything happen, because I'm using the wrong state. It's supposed to be using the new state that I've just created. The playback speed control state. My bad. Apparently I wasn't running this code. And now, over here, put it there, and change that. So now it should actually run my code. Hey, it shows up automatically! Haha! Good. And to make it disappear, and I've just realized, oh, I'm scrolling inside of it. It's lowering and increasing the volume because of another feature that I have, the mouse volume control feature. Okay, so I have to detect if I'm on top of this element, and this element is a VJS menu item. So if I'm on top of the VJS menu item, the mouse volume control shall not do anything. No can do. This is a list. Scrolling is desirable. So I don't need to make the mouse volume control state aware of the playback speed control state, because this is a behavior that needs to happen regardless if the playback speed control state is enabled. Every single menu item just needs to work. Okay, it's still happening. So the target is VJS menu item text. God fucking damn it. Okay, so it's this thing. Okay, so if this or that, and then indent it twice because I think it just looks better, easier to read. Then, okay, it's not changing the volume, but if I put it on the scroll bar, okay, it's gonna be 3 elements. The VGS menu content. Okay, so now it works. But I did notice something. 3x. Look at that fast boy. It gets buggy. Do you see how I have 4 options selected now? I'm not sure what causes this. I don't know if it's a bug in the video player library itself, or if there's something that I didn't do, if there's something that I'm missing. I'd say it's a bug. It only happens if you go above 2x. If you stay below 2x, it'll always work. I'm only gonna expose 2x. Okay, good. It's working. We'll go up to 2x, and if in the future I'm feeling like getting frustrated, I'll try to figure out why above 2x causes that issue. No, just need to add the tab. That's the last thing that I'm missing. Let me know that this feature is supposed to be enabled. I'll call it that. It has the same prefix as the other ones. So I'll put it next to the other ones. Cozy. Did I change something that I should have not? Cause it's saying that I made 2 changes. 2 lines have changed, but I only remember changing 1 line. So, what gives? Oh, that's not supposed to be there. I also need to listen for changes, cause you're able to turn it on and off. I'll follow the same scheme. Gotta have the same prefix. So I'm gonna keep it close to the other ones. Let's go take a look at the pop-up script. I will need to create a new tab. I'm gonna call it tab playback speed. I'm gonna copy the code for the mouse control. Place it here. Yeah. I need a place to store this state. I will need to change the repository. This thing. And it's gonna be similar. Yeah, very similar to this one. I'm gonna copy and paste it. Enable VOD playback speed. So this is the default value, and the default is gonna be true. I want this feature to be enabled by default. It's not very intrusive, and I think people are gonna find it useful. VOD playback speed. Alright. I need to register this tab now. Tab playback speed. And I'm gonna place it... I'll place it at the very bottom, because it's gonna be enabled by default. Name playback speed. If I go here now, if I open that thing, it should show up. Playback speed, there it is. So I can disable it, and it doesn't do anything. But the reason why it doesn't do anything is because I need to restart the content script. Let's do that. Alright, let's see. So it is not turned on, and it is not there. It worked. If I go and enable it now, okay, it is there. And if I disable it, it's gone. Nice. That's the first time I'm actually testing it, and it worked. So my assumption was correct. If there's no playback speed options, then it just doesn't appear. Good. So I can turn it on and off. I need a description. Allows you to change the playback speed. What a shitty description. make video go brrr. But that's not true either. You can also slow it down. Adds a menu button to the VOD's video player. Video on demand video player. That sounds so dumb. Adds a button to the video player that allows you to pick the playback speed. You can go up to 2x and down to 0.25x. Better? I guess. Oh, I didn't know about this. If you click the button, it actually changes. It actually... what do you call that? Toggling? No. Switching? No. Iterating? Normies don't say that. But it goes through all of them. Cool. Cool, I guess. I was not expecting that. I've actually never tried 0.25x. Let's actually try that. Let's listen to myself. I don't know. That sounds so funny. As he said ass. Let's make it slow.
Amen made me be.
Oh god. That sounds awful.
I'm 2 months behind schedule on top.
I can tell you're very slow.